Hello students, good morning and welcome to the session of EVS 2. In this session, we are going to start with Geography, Chapter 9, Maps Our Companions. Now when you hear map, what thought comes in your mind? Everyone knows map very clearly. What is the use of map? That also you all know, correct? Now let us discuss the topic first. Maps, why it is called our companions. So maps are called our companions because whenever we want to visit a new place where we have never visited earlier, we can use map. We can go anywhere in the world, any part of the world with the help of map. So for going for a trip or picnic or anywhere, maps are very useful. That's why it is called our companions. In this chapter, we are going to see the methods used for making map, different methods and the uses of map. So let's begin with our lesson. The land in our country is not of same height. Correct? In our environment, we have different types of land. This is called unevenness. Uneven means land is not even, not equal. Everywhere if you see, the land is uneven. Somewhere it is high, somewhere it is low, somewhere you will see mountain, hill and valleys and so many things. Different types of lands you will see, like mountains, valleys, plateaus, plains and islands. And for a proper understanding of our environment, that what kind of land structure our country has, it is very necessary to study its physical or natural setup. Now what is this physical or natural setup? Means to study about the land which we have in our country. In 4th standard you have studied about a map which was 5000 years old, right? So that gives example to us that map is not a new thing. It is not a new concept. It was even used by the ancient people in ancient times. But the difference is now we have so many uses of map. But in the ancient time, they used to use map only when they used to go for a war. Because wherever they are going, deciding to have a fight, they should know that area properly to defeat their enemies. If they don't know the area properly, they cannot fight, they cannot make their strategies properly. If they know the area, then only they can make good strategies and they can defeat their enemy. So at that time, map was very useful for war purpose. But in today's time, we have lot of uses of maps. So taking into account the differences in their height, shape, etc., various landforms can be shown on a map. And how they are shown, that we are going to see. So to show the various landforms, various methods are used. What are those methods? We are going to see with the help of this map. Do you see these 3 maps? This map has line and numbers, correct? And you see blue line. This shows river. Then you see triangle mark, correct, which shows the sign of mountain. Then you see this second map. In this also lines are there, but there is no numbers. Only this most heighted area is given and the space between the lines are filled with colors. And this map, you have the actual picture of that area. So these all 3 maps are of different area? No. They are the map of same place with different methods. Okay? The area is same, but the method used to draw map is different. Now what are these methods are called? Let's see. The first map which you have seen with number and line is called contour line method. Then the second map which you have seen with colors, different colors, is called layer tinting method. And the third map which you have seen, which shows the actual picture of that area, is called digital elevation model. Now I'll explain this first method of making map with the help of map only. Now you can see this map. This is the map of contour line method. This map is made with the help of contour line method. In this method, the height of the area is shown with the help of numbers. Do you see this numbers 200? So wherever 200 is there, the height of that area is same. Then the more heighted area is given 300. So wherever 300 is there, the height of that area is same. Then above that is given 400. So wherever 400 is there, that height of that area is same, and the highest part of this particular area is given here 500. And this is a mountainous region. We can say that because the sign is given. Do you see this triangular sign here? This shows this sign. This sign shows the mountainous area. So this is called contour line method. Now we can understand that this is the place having a same height. But how we can understand which one is slopy area, which one is steep area? That we can understand with the help of another map. Do you see this map diagram? This gentle slope of a hill and steep slope of a hill. So how we can show this on a map? So the circles you will see over here. The circles which has a more gap, the line which has more gap between them is showing you a gentle slope. In a gentle slope, the gap between the line is more. Whereas where the slope is very straight, steep slope, the lines you see, the gap between the lines is less. So this way we can show the gentle slope and steep slope in contour line method. Now next method is coming as layer tinting method. This also I'll explain you with the help of map. Now the second map which you see is followed by the method layer tinting method. Means in this method the height is not shown with the help of numbers. Instead the height is shown with the help of different colors. Different colors are given, as you can see over here: green, yellow, orange and dark orange, correct? So the area which is near to the river area or near to the sea, which is the plain area, is given green color, the lowest part of the area. Then the area which has little bit more height than the lower part is given yellow color. Then the more highest area which has hills and all is given orange color, light orange color. And the more highest area which has mountains in it is given dark orange color. So this way in layer tinting method, the areas are shown, the height is shown with the help of different colors. And this one again you see the symbol of mountain which has a height of 500 meter. In this map of the first one, contour line method, you see that there is no index, because directly we can see and understand the map with the help of numbers, and with the help of the difference between the lines we can understand the steep slope and gentle slope. But in this, if there will be no index, then will you understand which color shows you how much height? No. So that's why in this particular method, index is very important. Without index, you cannot understand this map, layer tinting method. Index is very important, where it shows which color indicates how much height. Do you all understand the second method? Now the third method is digital elevation method. Now what is this method? Digital elevation is a very new and new technology accepted by everyone in the world, and this is the actual picture of that particular land sent by the satellite. Who sent the picture? Satellite. It is sending in the computer, and with the help of computer we can see the actual area of that particular place, what kind of land, what kind of valleys, where the hills are there, where the mountains are there, actually we can see in the picture. So this is called digital elevation method. Now I hope you all understood all the three methods: contour line method, layer tinting method, and digital elevation model. So maps made using the above methods help us to understand the physical setup of a region. In other words, they gives us an idea of the height, relief and slope of that particular area. So using computer, we can even find the height of each point with the help of digital map. But in geography, in our standards till in school time, we are only concerned about two types of maps, that is contour line method and layer tinting method. Digital map is mostly used by army peoples, navy peoples and all. So physical maps means the map of land is very useful in military operations, tourism, drawing up mountaineering routes if we are going to trek for trekking, going in a mountainous area. So for all these things, for tourism, map is very useful. In making regional development plans also it is very useful. If we want to make changes in our country, any kind of development in our country, for that also map is very useful. So that shows the usefulness of the map. Now in the map, along with the different colors, numbers and lines, you see some other kind of signs and symbols also. Now what are they called? Let us see. Now for example, if you will see this map, here in the index you see different lines and circles and all, correct? And here you see the miniature drawing of the particular crops which is found in different parts of our country. So these lines and circles which is shown here in the map and this miniature drawings are called conventional signs and symbols. What are they called? They are called conventional signs and symbols. And these signs and symbols are accepted universally by everyone in the world. Because if in India we will show the road by different method, in other country the road is shown in different method, then the people who go for tourism and mountaineering and for different tasks, they will get confused, right? So that's why the symbols and signs are accepted universally. In the map of all the countries, you will see the same sign and symbol. For example, see the international boundary. The international boundary is shown with the help of this line. Same way, this pink dots are showing the important another places. Then this green line is showing you golden quadrilateral, which is the road built and is joining the four important cities of our country, that is Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata and Chennai. This green is a road which is connecting these four important cities, which is called golden quadrilateral. Same way, the state boundary is shown with the help of pink color line, which you see the pink color lines over here, which divides our states. So this way, all the things is shown with the help of map. And this miniature drawing which you see, where you find apple in our country? In the northern side of our country, the miniature drawing is given. So by looking at the drawing only, we can understand that in this part we are getting apples. Then where we are getting mangoes? We are getting mangoes. The growth of mango is there in Maharashtra. Then where we are getting tea? We are getting tea in the northeastern side of India. Where are we getting cloves? In the southern side. So with the help of miniature drawing, it is very easy to understand the concept of map and to understand why the map is drawn. So these signs and symbols are very important to understand the map very clearly. So as I have told, many people are using maps and many things are shown in a map or in outline maps. If these components are shown on different maps in different ways, it will be very difficult to understand. That's why standard signs and symbols which is universally accepted is made. and that signs and symbols are called conventional signs and conventional symbols, which is used in map, as I have shown you with the help of map. So, what is conventional signs? Signs that are used to show various things on a map as per convention, as per requirement. These are in the form of letters or geometrical shapes. So, whatever letters or geometrical shapes, if you are watching on a map, so that it is called conventional sign. For example, lines, circles, triangles, dots, etc. As like you can see in this map, the physical map of our country. What this line shows, the international boundary. What this line shows, the state boundary. What this circle, double circle is showing, the capital of our country. Then what these black dots are showing, state capital. All these black dots are state capitals, and this circle is showing the capital of Union Territory. So all these are called signs. This will not be called as symbols. This will be called as signs. Is that clear to everyone? Now, what are symbols? What are symbols? As I have shown you in the previous map, this miniature drawing. Symbols are used to show various things on a map as per convention. Symbols are actually a miniature drawings of the respective object. For example, if you want to show the temple, so what kind of sign or symbol you are going to make? Like this. This is the sign of a temple, symbol of a temple. So temples, mosques, forts, etc. is small miniature drawing of that is drawn, which shows the symbol in the map. So the use of signs and symbols in a map helps the reader to get exact information about the places on the map. A list of things that the sign and symbol represent is given in the key map, which I have shown you earlier. In your textbook also, here you can see different signs and symbols are given, which we have to study, and this one is your homework. You have to find out what these symbols are called or made for. Now here a little general knowledge is given. What is that? The Survey of India is the foremost map making institute in India. We have a big institute which makes map in India. It was established in the year 1767. This institute has made large number of topographic maps of the Indian subcontinent. Topographic map means the map which is related to the different types of lands. By conducting field surveys, they used to visit to that particular place, see that area properly, and then they used to make the map. So that is why these maps are known by the world for their accuracy. The map made by Survey of India is known by the world. Why? Because they are very accurate. So the institute headquarters are in Dehradun in Uttarakhand. The headquarters is in Dehradun in Uttarakhand, and the map made by this institute is very proper and accurate and known by the world, very famous in the world. Now here you can see some signs and symbols, go through it, and this one, now here you have some signs and symbols are given over here. So this is also your homework. You have to write which one is sign and symbol, and here what it represents, that you have to write. So in this chapter, what we have studied, let us have a conclusion. We have learned in this chapter introduction of landforms, that we have learned that land is uneven. We have different types of land like plains and plateaus and mountains and valleys. Then we have studied the methods of showing physiography, means the methods used to make maps to show the land physiography. Physiography means the different types of land. So there are three methods we have studied. What is that? Contour line method, layer tinting method, digital elevation model. Then the third, we have studied the use of colors to show height, which is called layer tinting method. And the fourth and the last, we have studied about conventional signs and symbols. With this, we have finished with the chapter. I hope you all have understood the use of map and sign and symbols and all the three methods used to draw map. In my next video, I will start with the next lesson of geography. Lesson number 10, Getting to Know India. We will start in the next video. Till then, take care.